All right. Good morning, live to the world. How are you? Happy Monday. It is Ali and Deb here, and this is our morning kickstart your week to make it whatever you desire. So this weekend, it was like I felt like such a roller coaster. Saturday in Ontario was awful, and it was the first time I let myself really sleep in the afternoon, probably for a couple hours and not feel bad. And then yesterday, the sun was out, and what a difference. I think I walked over 20,000 steps. It was incredible. So I was just cruising around the streets of Toronto, meeting up with people, and it felt so great just to have the sun on my face and enjoy it. So that was a little bit of I felt the highs and lows and learning a bit about myself and the faith that I want to bring into this week. So I've been thinking a lot about belief and the faith that I have about my goals and my dreams and my desires, because sometimes I can hope and have all these affirmations and everything set up just so. However, the deep and the root of it is, do I believe? Do I have faith? So Deb, how was your weekend? What are you believing in this week?
Oh my gosh, I love that word believe because I feel like I've been reading a lot of different books lately and that word has been popping out. So I do love the word believe and where you're going with it this week. I was in a course all weekend and got another certification. So it was, when you're in class for 8 hours a day, it can almost be overwhelming. And I feel like I'm on information overload almost. So I just need a little time to sit with what I've learned. I'm super excited to integrate it in my business. And that's kind of where I'm going this week, getting really crystal clear. I do feel like I have a clearer vision, and I'm excited to I'm working with a new coach this week. I think you are as well. So we're working with the same coach, which is exciting too, just to get, I guess, that other the momentum to really get a clear vision and where we're going, and not only just in this podcast that we do, but independently in our businesses. So I'm excited to I don't know, it's I have all this information, I'm excited, and I just can't wait to see where it goes and how I really integrate it with my clients and what I do. And I learned so much and just different techniques on stress management, because let's be honest, it's been 3 years of a different time. And now that we're getting back to a new normal, or whatever that is for anybody, it can be stressful. And how do you manage that day-to-day stress? And how do you go forward after kind of what we've all been through in the last 3 years? So super excited. The energy is good. I just feel like there's so many thoughts going on in my head. So I need to kind of integrate. So I'm excited to go for a walk today with my dog. It's been 2 days of intense learning, and I haven't been outside, but it was beautiful yesterday. So I'm excited to get back in nature and just really ground again. So
I
yes.
love I love how you used the word integrate, because I think that is such a great portion of what we can do, especially in the personal growth space. Like, how many times have you read something or taken that class or heard someone or had that coaching session that is kind of okay, I'm doing the things. However, it is integrating, believing, and taking different actions so that you get those different results. It's not gonna, there's no magic wand. I've taken tons of courses, I've done tons of things, and it isn't until I start integrating. And when you're saying yeah, get out in nature, meditate, or journal on things, and let it transcend of okay, because there are going to be parts too that I find that maybe didn't sit with you right away, or that you have to reflect, and how does this fit in your life? Because you're saying, we came out of a pandemic, and someone once said this is going to be the new strange. Because what is normal? Would I want to go back 3 years ago to the life I was living? No, honestly, I wouldn't. I was stressed to the max even then. I was commuting, I was working in corporate, I was miserable, my health was not at my best. So I wouldn't want to go back to the normal that it was. So it's maybe looking at too, it's what does a lifestyle work for you? Someone said the new strange, and I think that was during the pandemic. And at least it made me think of something different than other than thinking this is what a normal life looks like. Because is it? Is that
What
really
is
what?
what is normal? Isn't it really just our perception of what we believe to be true based on our own experiences? Like
Probably.
what is truth? What is normal? Like what's true for you might not be true for me, but that's only based on our experiences, on what we have experienced. So I always think that's like, what's the new normal? What is normal?
Yeah,
Create it.
or like just again,
Create your reality. Create your new normal.
what does, and again, like be critical, like is this serving me anymore? Or could I enhance this? Like what's working really well? Because some things don't have to like I have to change my whole life. No, maybe not. You just have to tweak some things, or something has supported your stress, like you're saying. Something has supported you to get different results. So I really love that. Yeah, we're both starting something new, and it's gonna take a different version of each of us to look at like things differently. Because if you do the same things over and over again, you're going to get the same results, and that's just a version of your insanity.
Absolutely. I love that actually. And I think for anybody who is looking at, okay, well, like go through the different, I guess, areas. I don't even know why I couldn't think of that word. Information overload. Go through the different areas of your life. Go through your relationships. How like rate your happiness in different areas and see, you take all those different areas, your health, your relationships, your money, your finances, your career. Go through all those and really identify the areas that maybe you don't have as much satisfaction, and then really dive deep into those areas and see, is there an opportunity to do something different, or do I need help or support in really figuring out how I can do better in these areas? I think it's a worthwhile exercise. It's definitely something I learned this weekend. It's kind of like this circle, and you take all the different areas and really like rate your happiness, and then you can see how balanced you are in different areas in your life. And I thought it was a worthwhile exercise for sure.
Yeah, I call it the wheel of wellness.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
where's your
Real
wheel of
wellness.
wellness? We can put that in the show notes. And
Yeah.
again, like this is kind of what Deb and I are talking about. Like here is one opportunity. And again, we're like talking out to the ether, though. If you found this, like, and you've watched this long, like, congratulations. And this is what we're talking about. It's not just taking information from a podcast to YouTube, wherever you are, and being like, okay, great, that's awesome. No, it's transcending it. So we'll put it in our notes on YouTube, and just, it could just be a minute. Relationships, they're thriving. 8. My social life, 8. My finances, 4. Like whatever, right? So you just can start to take your inventory of your point A. And I would say, like, one are the 2 bottom areas, because that's where you want to level up so that your wheel is going a little bit more smoothly along the road, that wellness wheel, because we are all parts of those things to be able to make it whole. So I love that you mentioned that, because this is a perfect, great coaching example where you can start putting some of these bits of information you give into practice, into action. And then that's when you're going to start seeing little starts of magic, or attracting things that you need into your life. And that, when we talk about, again, that big M word, the manifestation, where you can start manifesting more of what you want instead of maybe manifesting more of what you don't want.
I love that. That's so good. And how many times have, like, you and I are both personal development junkies, I would say. Like, we've read all the books and, like, okay, it makes so much sense. All I have to do is this and this, but you actually don't do anything different, right? Like you talked about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over. And I have like lots of books on my shelves that I've read and didn't do anything with. So I do like the word integration this week, and really taking a new step, doing something different. And I know we've challenged our listeners or viewers before to do something different, but really, I think this is a good challenge this week, is to really, we'll put the wheel of wellness in the areas of your life in our show notes, just so you can go through each of them and put them in a circle and really identify like the areas that you're happy with. And then I challenge our viewers, listeners, to do something different, or to identify what steps you need, or maybe you need help, maybe you need a coach, maybe you need support in that. But it's a worthwhile exercise, because if you're not happy in an area and you're not willing to do anything different, then you're just going to continue to get the same results. So I like that challenge. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, it's again such a great way to have a point A. And it's acknowledging where you're at. It's plain and simple. Like if you don't know where you're at, like imagine if you're on a map and it's like, okay, meet me here. And it's like, I don't even know where I am right now. So how am I going to meet this person? Maybe this is going to hit for those people that had life before cell phones, where you were downloading and printing maps, or maybe you had an old school map. Like first you had to find on this map, like, okay, where am I in the relationship? And even when you're an Uber driver, like how many times have like you pin drop something and someone's looking for you and it's like you need to know where you are in order for someone to pick you up and help you out, or just like give directions. Like if someone, like think about it in like that real life term, if you don't know where you are, it's going to be maybe just a little bit more challenging to get where you want to be. And that takes honesty. And I preach it to my clients when we first start, like one of their foundational, it's like, you got to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with me, because that's where you can get vulnerable. And like, obviously I really want to create that space for people to be like, okay, like this is really where I'm at and I want to get here. And that's okay. And it's not saying like this is good, bad, or different. It's just, okay, this is where I'm at right now, because you're an evolving human being. So
And
doing
I
something
like,
a little bit
sorry,
different.
I like that the analogy of like the map. But sometimes if you don't know where you are, some people don't even know where they want to go. So maybe
Mm,
getting really crystal clear on that vision too. And I like the analogy of a pizza, because, you don't just call up the pizza store and say, okay, just bring me a pizza. You tell them what you want. So
mhm,
it's really identifying, maybe you don't know where you are. That's okay. But also, if you don't know what you want, then how are you going to bring it in? How are you going to manifest that into your life? How are you going to attract all the people and things that are going to help you get the life that you want if you're not crystal clear on what that is? And that's in every area of your life. So if you're going to order a pizza, you have to be very specific about exactly how you want it. And you know that the pizza place is going to deliver you the pizza that you ordered. So similarly in life, get crystal clear on what you want and really attract that into your life. So we can put some exciting things in show notes too on just the different areas that you can look at, and just get really honest with yourself. And nothing's right or wrong, nothing's good or bad. I think we're always like, oh, I should be here and I'm not here yet. You are where you are. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And it's just an opportunity to really get that vision of where you are and where you want to go. So I
mhm.
love that.
Yeah, and I love how you also said, it's easy to say like, oh, I wish, like, oh, like I should be here, and why am I not here? It's like, okay, put down the hammer. That's so mean. And I get
And
it.
it's
Like
so
there's
it's so much stress, right? Or I need, or I should, like the shoulding. Like, no, it's okay. You choose. I choose to do this. I'm choosing to be really honest with myself. And I think when we should do something or need to do something, then we're just adding a lot of unnecessary pressure and stress on our lives. And that was another takeaway from the weekend. So that was really good.
and I love it when you can say, I get to do this. Like how many people can say, like, wow, the power of the internet, and I fell upon this and I get to do this exercise. And wow, it's actually what I was looking for today. So grateful.
I love it.
Mhm.
So, integration is the theme of the week. So, we're challenging you to really identify all those areas of your life and figure out maybe one or two that you'd like to see improvements in, and start working towards how you're going to do that. So, thank you so much for being with us today. We will be back on Thursday with an episode of Connected Conversations, and again, live next Monday morning. We will see you again. And thank you so much for being here. Have a great week, everyone.